I'm Katie Kempner, and welcome to Perspectives here at Advertising Week on the Huffington Post stage. Perspectives is a series of inspiring conversations with remarkable working women who are leading busy lives and hopefully very balanced. And right now my guest is DaVanzo from Sparks and Honey. Welcome.
Hi, Katie. It's so great to be here.
It's great to meet you too. You have such an incredible resume.
Oh, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your career and how you got to where you are today.
Well, I actually grew up in Manhattan in an international community. Actually, my parents met at Columbia, and I went to elementary school at Columbia. And I got the bug of curiosity. And so when I was in university, at Bucknell University, I created the college major, where you create what you basically want to do. Mm-hmm. And that led me to study abroad, 12 countries in college. And so when I came back to Manhattan and starting to build my career, it seemed too small. So I took off, and I ended up going overseas for 20 years.
Wow.
Working 10 years in Asia and then 10 years in Africa, multiple countries. And led me actually back to New York.
That's unusual. To a lot of people, men and women, I'm always a little more focused on women, but to just be so open to experiences, I think, and have no fear, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it is fearful, actually, and that's a good thing.
Really?
That's a great thing. I mean, if you thrive on the adrenaline of change and new cultures like I do, actually you find yourself being pulled to different cultures where you feel even more and more uncomfortable. And those are all learning points, and those are places where you discover things about yourself.
So what did you discover about yourself doing all these things, which ultimately led you back to New York?
Well, I discovered that I like to create. I'm a maker, so I'm a maker and a creator. And so I discovered that I take inspiration from the cultures that I'm living in or experiencing, and it infuses my art and my crafts. I discovered that I absolutely love mixing circles of people. And when you're an expatriate or you're in a new country working, you have a little bit of license to bring people from different circles who wouldn't normally meet together and have dinner parties or mixers, and I could be that catalyst, and all of a sudden I'd be introducing different walks of life and different kinds of people within a city who would never have mixed otherwise, and I think that's a fun place to be.
So now switching gears just a little bit to your personal life. So you're very busy, you have a lot of things going on all the time, you're a very high energy person. I can already tell that about you. But you said to me before that you like a lot of routine in your personal life. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, because the business as a startup environment is so fast-paced, and the speed of culture is so fast-paced, I really find it necessary for that balance to switch off. So it's a trend, digital detox. I mean, essentially turning off the phone. I like gardening. I like listening to radio, podcasts, really, monosensory kind of intake. And then, planning the serendipity, which sounds a little weird, but going to websites or going to, taking suggestions from people, or even I have a number of apps that just say, go do this or go do that. And it forces you out of your comfort zone. And, so I was saying earlier, it's so funny, it makes me I don't go to off-Broadway, I go so far off-Broadway, it's nowhere to be found. And experiencing that. You can always walk out at intermission if it's not what you like, but it's good to have that push.
So there are so many conversations now about women in business, and you've been, a woman in business in a number of different cultures now. Mm. Do you think that we're having the right conversations?
I do think so. We're having new conversations. Actually, coming out of South Africa post-apartheid was a very poignant period of time to be in, because it was also about female empowerment in business. And so as a female in business, it was challenging, and I saw the ladies around me and worked with the ladies around me as they moved up their careers and got board level positions and voices. I think it's important today. I mean, women have great opportunity in America, but I think there are certain skills that you need to prove, and a way that women can prove, in my view, in the mentorship that I do and so forth, their real value is through a skill that's very innately female, and that's focus. So focus quotient.
Yeah.
Having the ability to focus in on, women are multitaskers, but they're also great at focusing and honing in on objectives and achieving them. And I think that women today, if they demonstrate their ability to have focus and really be able to keep up with and maintain certain projects in an ongoing way, they really, rise above the fray and shine.
So I like to end my interviews by just asking if you have one piece of advice that has helped guide you through your life and your career that you could share with us, what would it be?
I'd like to say people are E-shaped people, okay? You have to, like a T-shaped person, you have to have the expertise and you have to have the experience and the expertise. But the other two prongs are exploration and execution. We live in a content era, content-driven era. One must be able to actually bring ideas to fruition and execute. So whether it's a blog or whether it's a quilt or whether it's just, a family gathering that you're planning, take it to the finality and execute. It's one of the most important qualities when you're interviewing and for hiring today is being able to demonstrate that you actually have ideas, but you actually deliver on them.
That's great advice. Thank
Sure.
you.
Absolutely to be here.